Hey, welcome to the channel. MattCam89 here, and it is that time of the month. It is a good time of the month, and it is Video Games Monthly. And looks like we got a little bit of a bulge there, so you know what that means. If you've been watching the channel, it means that we probably have more than the 5 games that we subscribe to. Whether that is a good or bad thing is yet to be fully decided. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I want to say it tends to be split down the middle of it being good or bad. Um, Definitely can be bad at times. But let's get right into the unboxing for Video Games Monthly. If the audio is a little bit off, I do apologize. I am trying out a different microphone to kind of test the waters and see if it's a little bit better than what I've been using previously. So we'll see. If it does not work out for this video, then I will switch back to what I had before. All right, so let's get back into the Video Games Monthly box. And yes, as I suspected, we do have a 1-up. And then also a reminder to update your games and post on social media for a chance to win free games. And it looks like we do have our trinket for the month is a sticker book. So the kids will enjoy this. We got this not that long ago. I forget who I got. I don't know if it was Luigi. It might have been Luigi. So pretty cool. The kids will love that. They love sticker books and things of that. All right. So the first one is a what looks to be a complete in box original PlayStation title, and I have heard of this game. And I want to say it is a game that is on a lot of hidden gems lists, and that is C12 Final Resistance. Never played it myself, but I definitely have seen other channels feature this game. So it is not brand new, but it looks like it was resealed. And it seems the jewel case itself is in great condition. No cracks or anything like that that I see. Broken hinges, and obviously it has the manual in there. I'm not going to open it up at this moment just because it is shrink wrapped and it feels nice and heavy. So no doubt in my mind that that is a complete um, copy of C12. That's pretty cool. I don't, like I said, I don't know much about the game. Just that I've seen it on people's kind of hidden gems list, and this is a pretty cool game to get in a 1-up box. That is for sure. All right, the next one looks like it is a loose disc game. It is also for the original PlayStation. And I have played a couple of these games, but not this one in particular. So definitely excited to check this out. And that is Spec Ops Covert Assault for the original PlayStation there. So good to get some PS1 games. My collection for that is not super huge. So always excited to get this. It's if I remember correctly, Spec Ops, well, there's a couple of different kinds because I've played a Spec Op games. I think it was an Airborne one where it was a top-down view, but the one that I remember playing as a kid was a third-person shooter, and so I'm assuming this is what that's going to be like. I'll try to get some gameplay footage of these games and put it up on the screen so you'll be seeing as I'm talking what type of game, but I'm pretty sure this is more like akin to a third-person shooter. The Spec Op game that I owned, it was pretty hard. I remember as a kid not being able to really get past much further than the first level, and sometimes I couldn't even pass the first level. So pretty tough game. All right, moving on. I see that we have my favorite console here, and I have to double check. I may have this one already. I'm gonna have to double check my collection. Maybe I'll put a note if I do. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I want to say I do, and that is Mass Effect 3. I know for sure I have Mass Effect 2. Not really sure if I have Mass Effect 3. So always cool to get. This was a great Mass Effect game aside from the ending, and they ended up I remember that being a huge issue at the time, and it is complete in box. And they ended up releasing a free download, which was pretty big, that changed or kind of gave a little bit more backstory of what was happening in the game. And it just felt like I remember, because if you were so invested in Mass Effect 1 and understanding how cool it was that all of your decisions that you made carry over to the next game in Mass Effect 2, and then that being an even better game, story wise, gameplay wise, quality of life, because the first Mass Effect was a little rough quality of life. It is hard to go back to that original Mass Effect game and play it without the quality of life improvements that it later received. Unless you played the new Legendary Edition, which I believe adds a lot of those quality of life additions to it. And then to get to Mass Effect 3 and it be a awesome story again, but then the ending falls so flat that it almost didn't matter what you did in the previous games. It disappointed a lot of people, myself included at the time. This is definitely a series that I would love to replay over again and maybe do a live stream series on it. And I'd love to get people to influence my decisions and things like that. That would be pretty cool if we can do that in the future. But definitely a game that I would love to revisit. All right, going back, I will say Mass Effect, especially during that 360 era, it was my favorite game at that time. Very, very impactful, I'd say. They did tremendous job. So it's a shame that Mass Effect has kind of fallen from that, and BioWare in general, honestly, they've kind of fallen from that. So that level of greatness. So we'll see what they come up with. So we have another PlayStation 3 title here, and I want to say I tried this game back when it first came out, and it may not have been my cup of tea at the time. However, my tastes have kind of changed. We'll see. I definitely will have to revisit it. So we'll see. It is Nino Kuni, and let me see, Wrath of the White Witch. So I want to say I did try it at one point, and it wasn't my cup of tea, but definitely something that I will try again because you never know. Sometimes as a teenager, your tastes are a little bit different than what they end up becoming as an adult. So we'll see. It is complete in box, which is always great to have. So far, I'd say I'm pretty happy with this box. Great PS1 titles, great PlayStation 3 titles, and we still got two more. This one is a PlayStation 2 title, and it is Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. Seems to be in great condition here. Um, Honestly, I have no nostalgia for the IP or love for the IP. It is complete in box. It looks like it's kind of never been played, possibly. Um, Pretty minty condition here, which a lot of these types of games tend to, because I feel like a lot of people didn't play them. Um, yeah, and the fact that it's one player, it's not even a game that I could be like, okay, hey kids, try this out with me. you know, I'll give it a shot, but this is probably going to end up on the eBay store if I'm honest. So if there's somebody that likes this property or is looking for a complete PS2 set, here you go. You got a minty copy of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. My eBay tag is Camara2189, and I will link that in the description below if you want to follow me. Every once in a while, I throw up a bunch of games at a time on there. So you can get those. And the last but not least, another PlayStation 2 title. And I definitely have played this before. I don't know if it was on the original Xbox. You can correct me in the comments below, but I definitely did not play it on the PS2 that I remember anyway. And that is Spy Hunter. And I want to say this property is an older property. I want to say dating back maybe to the original NES there. But again, you retro gamers, you can correct me if I'm wrong, or there was definitely a game with a similar title. Complete in box, it looks very minty. these are actually the kind of games that I do like when it comes to. I wouldn't say this is a racing game because I don't think it is. It's probably more akin to like a Twisted Metal. It's like an action gunplay, except you're in your vehicle. And again, I'll try to get gameplay footage of up there for you. So, what do I think of the box? I think overall this is a great month for Video Games Monthly, even it being a one up, because again, you just never know. I'm going to go with the first game that I pulled out of this lot here. And I'm going to go with C12, Final Resistance. Even if it doesn't end up being a very great game, this one is just the cover art and what I've seen about it. This is the most interested that I am from all these games that are here. Mass Effect is obviously a great game. But I know what to expect from that. So I'm going to go with C12, the Final Resistance, as my pick for this box. You let me know in the comment section below. What was your favorite pick of this box? Was it a good month? Was it a bad month? And be sure to be on the lookout for the Loved Again media box. I do have that already, but I have not done that video. It will be coming out shortly. And then we can compare the two and see which box was better. So if you're not subscribed, be sure to do so. That way you can get that notification. And as always, thank you for watching and happy gaming and God bless.